Hello, hello. Isn't this the perfect mic place? I love a good cutout. Anyway, it is my birth week or my birthday week. And yeah, normally I do not film and I won't edit, upload, or anything the week of my birthday simply because I just like relaxing leading up to the day. But this year, for some reason, I just want to continue to work and actually just like get into scheduling a lot of things out. But anyway, I'm not going to get too deep into that today. I want to talk about journaling. I really do. I actually was inspired by this one video that I saw. I didn't even finish her video yet, but I will probably by the time this goes up. But it just made me like, no, we have to talk about journaling right now. So last week I talked about how to be unbothered, and I hope you guys like that video. But I'm trying to not pivot away from the things that I'm talking about now, which is staying in your creativity. And I do believe journaling helps a lot with staying in your creativity. I promised myself I wouldn't pivot, and I'm really trying to stay true to that and not deviate from the plan, because whenever I do that, then I'm like, oh, my views went down again. But if I stay on this path, maybe that will help. Anyway, I have been journaling or writing in a diary since I was a little girl. I could not tell you what age I started, maybe like 7 or 8. I don't know. But I just started writing in my journal, and most of the time I would be talking about boys. I talked about boys a lot in my journal. Like when I would go back and read something in a journal, I would be like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Like, why was I obsessed with that boy? But yeah, I had very intense crushes. This is how I knew I was a lot like my mom, because my mom has at least 30 journals around the house. Just most of them are filled, but a lot of them are not. But I think a good portion of them are. But yeah, she writes so much. I write so much. My father also writes a lot as well. Or apparently he used to. I'm not really sure. I want to say like from probably around the time I graduated college to the time 2020 happened, I did not journal nearly as much. Like I kind of just stopped. And I realized that I was mentally bloated or mentally constipated. I was very backed up and I didn't have an outlet. And I think that's why I really jumped into drawing and painting randomly. At that point, I was trying to do watercolor. Don't ever start with watercolor, guys. But yeah, I jumped into a new creative outlet and, I liked it, obviously. Now I'm a whole artist. But I stopped journaling. And then when I would see morning routines, journal. And I'm all like, why is journaling always on the list? Now I know why journaling is always on the list. And it's because you need to get your thoughts out so that you can have some mental clarity and you're not mentally constipated. So this is just one stack of my journal collection. These are not my childhood diaries. I think I've only kept 2 or 3 of my childhood ones. But yeah, I have a lot of notebooks just floating around my room right now. And these are the main ones. This one is actually one of my favorite ones because I actually started junk journaling in 2021. And this is when I started drawing in here and just putting more of my creations in here. So you can see some stuff like that. I made sticky notes. Oh, I loved my sticky notes. Using my stickers and notepad pages. It was a good time. I also started lettering. I never really got good at lettering, even though I would practice every single day. So, there are some things that you can practice at and never get really good at it. In this one, I actually started bullet journaling. And then I realized bullet journaling was not for me because it takes up so much time to come up with a spread every week. It definitely gives you something to do, but you stay stuck on getting the perfect layout. And, it takes you hours sometimes if you really want an artistic layout. But actual bullet journaling is boring in my opinion. And then I just have this journal, and honestly, I just bought this one random day because I was out and about and then kind of never used it. So I used to love doing moleskins or journaling in moleskins a lot. So these are both moleskins, and I would still go back to a moleskin. I'm not going to lie, because it's just so lightweight. It's easy. It works. I'm not going to lie. It does work. And you can get dots, you can get graphs, you can get blank pages or lines. I prefer the dots. over anything. I just used to really junk journal. Like, this is probably one of my best pages of junk journaling right here. And I have like a sweet potato pie recipe. This was obviously on Halloween. Yeah, my junk journaling game was up right here. And then I just stopped. So, of course, I have to introduce you to my newest journal. I have to remember where I got this from. I'll have it on the screen where I got this journal from, and it is so pretty. It has my artist name on it. And I love the cover because you can actually reuse the cover for a new notebook, which who doesn't love that? I love something that's reusable like that. And in here, I write very, very small in this journal. Mostly you'll see like a lot of photos that I printed out. I will occasionally have some sketches, but normally just writing. And it's not really as filled up as I would like for it to be. My journal entries have gotten much shorter these past few months, but this is definitely a newer journal. Have I actually finished one of my journals? Yes, I have. I actually have, and that is this Moleskine. I can't believe I never put any stickers on any of these. Like, if I'm gonna have a Moleskine, I feel like I should put stickers on them, huh? I really should. This is the journal that I probably junk journaled the most with actual photos and stickers. So yeah, this was last year, 2024, and most of this journal is all last year. And it should be a little bit of this year as well. Yeah, beginning of this year. So this is probably one of the only ones that I finished. There's like this many pages left. And I was kind of like, do I really want to use these last pages? Technically, did I finish this one? No, but I did, because it's 2 years worth in here. Like, the last entry in here was April of this year. So I think I did really good. You know, don't judge me. So yeah, it was time. It was time to get a new, more grown woman type of journal, and I did. Now, would I go back to a Moleskine? Absolutely, I would. There's lots of photos in here. And I even used to do like color-coded entries. Oh boy. Yeah, this one was really fun. So why do I journal, and why should you too? So I journal because I need to get all the mess that's up here out on paper or napkin, whatever it is. You do not have to journal in something fancy like I do. You can literally just jot down things on a paper towel and glue it to a book. I don't know. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can journal in your notes app. I've actually low-key been journaling a little bit in my planner, and I kind of have really been liking that. It's very like short notes, and I'll probably end up transferring it into my actual this journal. Now that I'm older, I forget things, and I need to know when I did something and when I need to do something. So like little things like, okay, refill my prescription. My savings card expired for my prescription, you know, that type of stuff. Oh, I started my painting on this day and ended it on that day. So that, especially if it's oil, so that I know when to varnish it. Like, it's just stuff like that that I need to continue to write down. Sometimes I'll write down certain meals in case my stomach is upset, you know, that type of stuff. Like, so I can keep track of what it is that I'm eating, what I'm doing, so that I can always go back and look and go, hey, this is why, you know, I have an upset stomach. 6 months down the road, I need to varnish this painting. Or even with like credit cards, typically I have my credit card stuff memorized. Like all the adult stuff I definitely have memorized. But sometimes I'll be sitting here and I'll be like, oh my God, my credit card payment was due yesterday. So yeah, I do still write that stuff down, but it's just like CC payment. Like, that's really all that's written. So it is kind of a memory thing, but it is also documentation for just looking back on. So like just reading some of the stuff that I wrote about. And like sometimes you will really surprise yourself when you go back and read some of the things that you wrote when you were, you know, 21 or 25. Recently, I went back to look at old archive pictures on my Instagram, and oh my God, I was taking some great pictures. And I even did it with my YouTube videos, and I used to put out some really good content. And I was like, dang, why did I stop? Because I pivot too much. Going back and looking at the person that you used to be is always so much fun, in my opinion. And having journals that maybe one day your kids could look at, or, you know, your grandkids could look at, is so cool. Like, if you do decide to do that, or even if you know, you're no longer here and, you know, friends go through your journal, which that would suck if like you were writing really bad about a friend in your journal. I did tell myself in my journal, like, oh, I need to write things down daily, like in my journal, but sometimes you don't have to do it daily. Sometimes it needs to be like every other day, a weekly thing, maybe twice a week thing. You don't have to do it daily. And that's the other thing. Like a lot of people will be like, daily journaling, helped me, but you can just do it sometimes. It doesn't have to be all the time. I would suggest when you're first starting out, like if you do want to journal, to do it every day so you can just kind of get into the habit and then pull back a little bit, or flip it, do it once a week at the same time every week. Write down all your reflections for the week and then start to do it daily. I'm not going to say everybody should journal, but I do think journaling is a very good thing that people should get into. And if you ever needed a sign to get into it, this is it. This is it. So definitely start looking into it. I do think it's a good thing for everyone, but I don't think everyone needs to do it. Definitely look into it. Don't be afraid, and write down all your thoughts, your fears, your dreams, your goals, your systems, everything. Write down silly little stuff. Like if you are torn between a decision, write it down. And then one thing I will say to do is go back and read it after, 6 months. Go back and read through your journal and see the things that you were thinking of, and just reminisce or look back and be like, oh my God, I was in such a bad headspace and I am so happy now. Or, vice versa. Like, how can I get back to this level of content or happiness? And that's all you're gonna get from me about journaling. I am 100% here for the journaling. And if you want another video talking about journaling, I will definitely tell you guys some of the things that I tend to write about mostly, which is nothing but everything at the same time. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.